Today, we're fixing yet another annoying and kind of disgusting BMW issue, the sticky door handles. Now, I hardly have to explain this one because I bet 90% of you watching this probably have this issue on your car right now. So on a lot of BMW models, they have this sort of rubber texture on the inside of the door handle to give it a more premium feel. But over time, a combination of heat and the oils in your skin will cause that rubber to deteriorate. Even some products that you might use like bug spray and sunscreen often contain chemicals that can act like solvents on some of these rubber surfaces. So you get out of your car on a hot day, you go to open the door handle and your hand looks like you just wiped with cheap single-ply toilet paper. Not exactly what you want in your premium German vehicle. What's crazy is this car was only 3 years old when I bought it and it already had the sticky door handle issue, and of course it's only gotten worse over time. There's not really a fix for it, you basically just have to replace the door handles with new ones. As you'd imagine, if we were to just replace those with the genuine BMW ones, it would only be a matter of time before those ones also have the same issue. So Kies Motorsports sells these replacements. It's like the same part shape, but these are just made out of ABS plastic, and it doesn't have that thick rubber layer, so it's not going to get all nasty in the future. I'm going to put some links down below. Just note that the 3 Series and 4 Series are different, so just make sure that you order the right one for your car. For this project, you'll need a drill, a T20 screwdriver, an interior pry tool, and a pick tool. Now, just looking at this handle, one might assume that you just pop this cover off, maybe a couple screws under there, and we'd be good to go, but no. This is a BMW, and of course, they couldn't have made it easy. We have to take this entire door panel off and then access some things on the back side to be able to remove this inner part of the handle. One thing I want to mention is these trim covers are kind of a pain to get on and off, so if you need to do this job and you've been thinking about upgrading to the carbon fiber trim like I have, this would be the time to do it since you have to take them off anyway. Starting in the middle, use a pry tool to begin to release the clips on the trim, then pull down from the top. Alright, so I managed to get this one out without breaking any of the clips. Now if you look at the back side, it kind of slides in at the bottom and then it hooks on at the top. So I would recommend try to start at the top. I think that one will be easier to get out, and then you should be able to just pull it out the rest of the way. Now you can remove the 2 T20 screws from the handle. Don't lose these because we'll reinstall them at the end. Now if only that's all we had to do to get this thing off. Using a larger pry tool, pry off the door panel. Start from the bottom, then work your way up the sides, finishing with the top. If you've never taken yours off before, the fasteners are super tight. Be careful of the door lock indicator as you take the panel off. Unhook the door latch cable. I've seen people do this job with the door panel still attached, but for the sake of filming and just general practicality, I'm going to go ahead and remove it, and you guys will probably want to do the same. You're going to see in the next steps that you're going to want some room to work, and I think that taking this out is the best way to do it. There's just a couple things here to unplug. This is your interior ambient lighting, the window control switch, which has to come out anyway, and then down at the bottom there's a puddle light. So this is probably the trickiest part of this entire job. The window switch needs to come out in order to access the bottom of the door handle, and there's a tab that's inside this hole, and my fingers are pretty slim and I can barely get it past my first knuckle there, and I somehow need to reach in to be able to release that tab and pull up. So I'm going to work on this and I will let you know the best way to do it. This part was seriously frustrating. Once it pops out, you can unplug the locking harness. Okay, on today's episode of things that are designed to be put together but not taken apart, I was finally able to get this out. There's basically a tab on the front there. The problem is it's in a hole about this big. You can't see or feel it, so for 20 minutes I was just poking around back there with my pick tool. Finally, after what felt like forever, I heard a pop sound, and I looked and it was sticking up here, and I was able to take it out the rest of the way. So just be patient and you'll get it. So checking out the back of your door panel, the back of the handle is held in with these plastic rivets. There's 2 at the top and then 2 behind where that window switch was. That's why we needed to take that off. So what we're going to do is we're going to drill through these rivets and get rid of them. And then when you go to install your new handle, the kit is actually going to come with T20 hardware that's going to replace where those rivets were. This part took me until the last rivet to figure out the trick. You're not drilling to China here. You basically want to push down on the drill so that the sharp edge bites the rivet. Then with one quick burst of the drill at high speed, it'll just shear off. Now watch how easily this last one came out once I figured out what I was doing. With all the rivets broken off, you can finally take the handle off the door. Transfer these metal clips from the old door handle onto the new one. Note their orientation so you can reinstall them the same way. Oh yeah, check out that premium BMW rubber. Look at that. You can make pasta out of this. With the clips transferred over, we can install the new handle onto the door. Use your T20 screwdriver to install the hardware provided in the kit. Keep in mind that you're only screwing them into plastic, so do them by hand and don't go overboard. These screws are somewhat structural, but the long 2 black screws that we took out earlier actually screw into the metal of the door. Before reinstalling your door panel, check to see if any of the fasteners were still stuck in the door. If so, pop them out and attach them to the door panel. Reconnect all of the wires. Pro tip, put your car in accessory mode and test the window switch and make sure it works before pressing it back in. Hook the door latch cable back on. Now you can put the door panel back on, starting at the top and working your way down. Reinstall the long T20 screws from earlier. Lastly, install your door trim by sliding in the bottom first and then hooking in the top. So it was legitimately cold in here when I started this morning, and now it's about 80 in the garage. I kept the flannel on for continuity, but just kidding. So yeah, really not too bad of a job. Now, it was only the driver door on mine that was really messed up, and honestly, I just don't feel like doing this job 3 more times right now, so I'm just gonna hold on to the other ones. If I ever need to replace them in the future, at least I know how to do it. So yeah, admittedly, not the most exciting project ever, but I know that this is a common issue that a lot of you probably have, and hopefully this video was helpful. I'm gonna link everything down below, both the carbon fiber trim if you want to look into that, and then also for the 3 Series and the M3 they're the same, and then the 4 Series and M4 are the same. So I'll put all the links below. Make sure that you get the right one for your car. And yeah, it's been a while since I filmed a DIY here in the garage. Felt good to be back. Give me a thumbs up if you enjoyed it, and I will see you in the next video. Lotion, lotion. That if you have a 3 Series now, as you'd imagine, every piece of this project is fighting me. Can't even get these clips off. What the hell?